Change the thumbnail later. Alright, so the sound is good. So don't have to worry about that. Hello and welcome to another video here with me. I'm your host, Justin. In a moment. Hope you guys are doing well and having a beautiful day. This is a continuation to my re-entering EndWalker's storyline on my alt. Now, we were in Little Solace, and the Levier twins were summoned along with us to meet Kan-e-Senna. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm in Gridania already in the roast in the inn. So let's jump right into it. Thank you for being here, and hopefully you enjoy the experience. I'm gonna see how much I can get into now. I'm gonna head over to the White Mage Guild. Probably should eat some food. I did not realize some bubble tea. I didn't realize that we had an increase to the glamour chest, which is now like 800 pieces now you can put in there. Like, I'm super psyched. I needed it on my main. I had no room. Now I can get some more glams. Okay. Before we get into this, let me grab my glasses. Pop them on my face so I can read. Let's see. Much better. So I am using my Scholar because my White Mage and Sage are now level 85. You can say, my friends, I thank you for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunate's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Crow permission to request Charlene's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover.
Elder Seeds here. I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortunato Leveilleur, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortunato, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisois, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
Ready to fight and fall and wait for the axe to fall, to ignore the plight of those who might conceivably save is not wisdom, it's indolence. It is in your power to save us. Refuse and you condemn us all. I'm with the middle one.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike him, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alisaie, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What?
Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Disown his own kids.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait!
Don't bother, Alize.
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
So that's what he came here to say. That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Telophoroi. As for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision to watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To prolong the discussion would have changed little. It is not only Master Fortunate who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. The decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telophoroi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intentions of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel, as they are wont to do? Armin, has Master Fortunate yet arrived? And left? Then it is as I feared, my efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I'd rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us that might go some way to explain Master Fortunate's performance? When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe they know how the world will end and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telophoroi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I am afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry, nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Hydaelyn and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all that knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you and all to join me here. When the time is right, of course, I am aware of the matters in the order stand on a knife's edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I've always wanted to visit Charlene. Yes, that is my answer. Well, there are one or two things to take care first. No, I've always wanted to go. I love Charlene. We need housing there. And so you shall, albeit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me pause to hope. Yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible that Charlene hides some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that the exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it still falls us alone to contend with the Telophoroi. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, there's no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Charlene intend to do if we fail? Spell speed, critical, piety. I think I took the golden pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. One thing I should not drink. Oh, this is where that came from. How did I forget? While Charlene's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I should begin by sharing the forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, walking ones, grave tidings. Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones went to see feathered ones, and terrible news. Destroying ones have appeared in Ixtal. Destroying ones and captured ones, and even frightful godly ones, feathered ones didn't stand a chance and were sent flapping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late? Yes, much too late. But luckily destroying ones were only passing through, and continued on west. Feathered ones who did not give fight were left unharmed. West. They go to Korthus. My lady, the Ishgadians report that the Telophri have emerged from the eastern highlands of Korthus and are marching at speed. Though their purpose has yet to be determined, the Katano Flats would seem their most likely destination. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requested our immediate support. Tell him you shall have it. The time has come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it's a mercy that we did not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste to Cartana. Wait, this one almost forgot. Destroying ones were said to be led by cackling robed ones. This one must see that all walking one knows. Farewell. Van Daniel. Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartano. Please see that your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once. My lady, let us away. It's going down. It would be nice to just come in here at will and just relax. The music itself is nice. Off to the... I really ran right by it. It definitely is upstairs. Is it though? Yes. It would seem Fordola here has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I've explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. And it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Ah, I remember this.
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The Chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
We carry dreams of many we'll carry yours too. With this, we'll be sure to give your regards to the Telophori. Some things may have changed, but the adventure isn't over yet.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
For now.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. Then I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
It's about to get funky. I remember this. You can tell me later what that was all about. But judging by the set of Alphino's joy, it appears to have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stone, and according to the communications officer, Amalja and Cobra forces are also bound for Cartano as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart. We should get going. Upon joining the Battle of Cartano, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to participate in the battle and view these scenes in its entirety. The progress through this battle can be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, not going to happen, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Let's do this. I think I'm gonna switch to Sage. I know I did this with my white mage the first time.
My fellow Scions, as I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Charlian, nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design.
No, I'm gonna stick with my scholar.
And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphino?
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
God be good, Alphino. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
I don't even think I could change who I wanted to. Definitely can.
Prepare yourself!
Let's give it our all!
Time to get funky. With a second. See, can I? Nope. He's sticking it out as a scholar. Fine by me. I believe I get to play as Alizé. Yes, I remember this.
Allow me.
Oh no, round up. No.
Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
Change back. Nice. Fan Daniel. Do you see that? The glyph, yes. How worried should we be? Listen well and judge for yourselves. Though I can see ethereal currents, I had not thoroughly examined those that flow through the heart of Cartano. But now that I am here, things have become clear. The flats conceal an etheric confluence like that to pillars in the Aztec steppe, but greater in scale, far greater. The glyph that Fandania has conjured reached into its very mists, and I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction with the potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resultant disruption to the flow of ether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. That he would go to far cometh his that he would go so far cometh his little surprise. We needs must protect the confluence at all costs. Oh, us three up next. Now I play Orion J. Oh, doubled. Oh, if this repair and strike again, stay out of reach. Nice. Bye bye. Oh, I love this one. Yes, gonna pick Graha. Now, I died here the first time I did this because I couldn't figure out. It took me a second to figure it out, but I believe I remember. I don't want to look crazy. Like 2, break. That's what it was. Alright, that's what it was. To keep him from moving. break. We need that. Alright, time to use ice. Go with these butterflies. Where are you going? Done. One and done. Tis my turn. Luna Ifrit.
You're finished!
Damn it. Just having such a good streak. Done. He got a little angry.
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you. Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
How fare the Tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
Do not hang your head so, brave scions. Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
should have been quicker. But I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right? To the very end.
I completely forgot about this part. So I think I can skip this, but I don't wanna miss anything. Because technically this is the official end of ShadowBringers, and we're really gonna get into EndWalker. But I don't want to spoil it for too many people, but I do like this song. So I'm going to let you play out for a second. cutscenes, I'll definitely timestamp this. So, enjoy.
A prayer to keep us ever by your side, an undying promise that we just might carry on in a song. Pray don't forget us, your bygone kin, with one world's end as a new begin. And should our souls scatter unto the wind, still we shall live on. Stand tall.
Okay, we're back on. Probably should use what we just got. Emmerich. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the Pride of Ishgardian fleet. Lest you worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. Yeah, I've thought of everything, Lord Emmerich, and may I say how much I appreciated the hospitality you afforded us on the way home. Think nothing of it, our destination lay in the same direction, and it afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since last he took his leave. It would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. I really grew weary of wandering the Far East. Returning to more serious matters, while the Telophoroi has been driven from Cartanel, 'tis like that the bulk of their forces yet remain. On the evidence of the Grand Company of Eosia's first joint military operation, however, I'm confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. As such, while our forces kept the Telophoroi at bay, I would ask that you apply your talents to the task of neutralizing the towers. A sensible division of labor while the towers remain, so too will the threat of the lunar primals, and given our enterprise's expertise in the field of ethereology, we are better qualified to find the solution. That we are, especially should it happen to lay beyond the Alliance's domain. There is a time and place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are one to hide, while only enterprising individuals may venture. I could not agree more. There are none better suited to the task, nor any upon whom I would rather rely. Damn it. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you are able to uncover. Hold on, I need to save the last minute so I can take a screenshot. And with that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Fare you well, my friends. I confess that I hoped to be able to study the towers more closely. Vital as they plainly are to the Telophoroi's plan, if we can discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it is all but certain that the Telophoroi will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits at the hearts of the chaos will come for us, for you. Yet in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity to end all calamities, the final days themselves. Yes, alright, Alphino, we need a plan, not portents. As Thancred so eloquently pointed out, we are in a position to seek information from all manners of places, not least Sharlayan. According to Crowd, the Forum have been more secretive than ever of late. While this may be related to the appearance of the Telophoroi, that remains a matter of speculation. But one thing is clear, the Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Fultonal's performance at the Lotus Stand was enough to convince me of that. The matter beareth further investigation. I do heartily concur. Nor can I think of more promising place to look for the answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Sharlayan hath ever been the wellspring of thorough oh, why am I butchering this word? ethereological knowledge. I care not where we go, here or there, my lance will be ready. And what of you, Armin? Might you be persuaded to join us? Plot a course to Charlian. If it means I can have words with Fulchonal, an island of bookworms and bureaucrats, have we no other choice? Plot a course for Charlian. Here, it is time that we laid bare the Telophor's dark designs. It appears we are all in agreement. We have but to wait for Kral to secure the necessary permissions. In the meantime, there is a matter I would investigate. Does it involve tall structures? Excuse me. By strange coincidence, it does. At present, I have only a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I will soon find out whether my fears are warranted. You have learned the emote shush. Meanwhile, in the Garlean capital. The Reaper weapon. And his new look.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch, though I suppose you knew that already. My plan to redirect the ether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure. Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach. The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire! To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor. And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
As I thought, the ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically. Far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
What tidings bringest thou from Gridania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
the towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me.
Hi, Dylan.
Darkness comes. And with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
Everything all right back there?
At solemn dawn, grim purposes shines in gaze cast one, moonlight skies. Thus does our final curtain rise, your steps to God, what ends betides. A new chapter. Ah. Here we go, the next ship to sail. 515 weapon. Armin, do you have some time to talk? I'd like to gather everyone in Dawn's recite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. I love this song. Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearances, the ominous towers, in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telophoroi. The Telophoroi stated purpose is to recreate the final days, eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already, we have these towers of there's been cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered at least. But after what happened to Arnwald and Fardolo, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yeah, while these threats close to home are of a paramount concern, of paramount concern. We mustn't lose sight of the situation, Garlemald. As you know, the Telophori, under the leadership of Daniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos Yegalvis, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Herbivorous, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it for a good while there. It saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but that has since changed in troubling ways. During our reconnaissance, oh my nose, the air was not once rent. Well, the air was not once rent by barking of cannons and the cries of discord. 'Twas an air fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they have indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that there was an event too, were orchestrated by the Telophori. An army of primates is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear that it's only to prelude that an even bigger, it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise the means to counter this threat and quickly before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way in Charlie, and I'm sure of it. Master Fortunate's comments regarding the final days were curious, to say at least. The forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. We just received word from Mistress Crow. She has the arrangements for your visit. Finalized. You're to head to Limsa and board the next ship bound for Charlian. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldusian, come to assist with the orders of restoration. The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at the prospects of returning home after so long. I'm eager to see it. Of course I am. We should set off at once. Excuse me. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Salomintha. Before I go there, I probably should have just saved that. Thought about that after the fact. There's one thing I need to do. Go to the Grand Company and see if I have any more. Please tell me I do. Yes! How many did I get? 10. Good job. Trying to save up all my guild. Not exactly rich on this alt. I have no place to stay other than the inns. Unless I go, which I could, unless I go to my, well, I'd have to go in the other world in order to visit that house. So they're having a musical. Yes, cheap, 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 cheap. What was this? Ah, Blue Mage. I'm not gonna bother on this one. Running, 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 running. Everyone's here, which is good because I've already paid for your passage and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Charlene should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand. Who's that?
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just... we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends. I'll hold you to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hori! Coulternay! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We set the sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Here. Feel. Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Sharlayan should be coming into view at any moment.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal. After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms, monumental, which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks! Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
What a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff, though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go! Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
The day music is my favorite.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next, then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
I don't like that little potato.
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahatir of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
Excuse me.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that...
See, she can say something she ain't got no business saying.
The streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
What does that have to do with you, though?
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation.
Ooh.
Times are quite troubled enough already.
Put her in a pod.
We shall keep that in mind.
Nosy.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Ugh.
Name and occupation?
Excuse me. I picked adventure by trade, and she got real shady. I don't feel like meditating. I'm not gonna pick champion of Eorzea because that's just too much. I'm just gonna pick artisan.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive pursuits of procurement and production. You may enter.
So why'd you give me so much grief the last time I picked that? She's just shady.
Estinian Valeno, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Perfect timing.
If you'll allow me...
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning.
No one asked you.
Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
Ooh, kick her into the ocean.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Now stick yourself in the oven and mind your business.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Yes. The nosy little hobbit in the back.
Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
Thank you.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Ah, finally. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for details. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Alright, this is all 80 stuff that I do not need for now. I thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Armin and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you are dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that we all may have sufficient time to recover from our journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene in the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levia estate as such, but I should think I should like to nose around the neighborhood at all the same. I'm equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place that my kin call home. Still, would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Arthray Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. I too have places I'd be remiss not visiting forthwith by thy leave. What have you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. But, I could, Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be a perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Oh, of course, if you will have me. Come, Armin, Charlene awaits. Now we're gonna do a tour. Beautiful. After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Gratia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. In the event that you to the authorized Gratia will catch up to you so long as you remain in the same area. You can leave Gratia behind, however, by entering a different area. You may also speak to him and set the option to part ways. If you wish to have Gratia accompany you again, return to speak with him at the original location. While Gratia is accompanying you, next try speak to Prowl. All set, then be on your way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, is the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Prowl is now accompanying you. Yeah, this I know. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which offer additional topics of discussion. Entering the glowing area and speak with your quest companion to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Hold on. I don't think I ever did this. So I really never knew what this was when I was running around. Okay, with all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of the intrepid adventurers would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You have been cleared by the immigration officer, after all. Excuse me. I look forward to the day that your name is celebrated in Charlene the same way that it is in Eorzea. This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop for cargo unloaded at the docks. You find the usual necessities for daily living and other imports vital to the running an island nation, but also supplies that further Charlene's pursuit of knowledge, namely large quantities of books, specimens, and supplies. Sorting these stacks certainly seem to keep the attendants busy. Okay, now that's a sight that one could hardly forget, the great statue of Thaliak. As a student Valdesian, I was usually quartered on the Isles of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. This path leading towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar who stands at its end. As you know, the Charlene people's prize of accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more of a matter of pragmatism than belief and an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as to say the Ishgardians. Individual Charlenes can and do worship the deities of their own choosing. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Charlian tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. In other words, they don't season their food properly. How can I put this? The food is it's bland. Bloop. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards the cuisine is dietary value first, and the taste is distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's inspired meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all of his savings into a building of a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Charlian, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in the Isle, otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Girl, you need to grab a burger, stop playing. Because you were a typical Charlian when it came to cheap and convenient Raha, but surely Totaro has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in and when the time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on the stairs to the side of the cafe? They will take us to the Etheric Plaza. I like how I walked past the at the right and left it and didn't even tune. An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it's a perfectly functional Aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Convalescence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Charlian stands at the forefront of teleportation technology and deciphering the underlying principles of elegant Aetherites. It allows us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to the next destination. Our path leads northwest to the Agora, Charlian's the largest marketplace. This entrance is to the confluence. I've no doubt that their enterprise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember the way here. Seriously? Speaking of the rights, those teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on the far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mr. Shitaro informed me that the Scions are reimbursed for teleportation costs as part of our duties, but I find old habits hard to break that I'd rather not be bothered filling out the necessary paperwork. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment, huh? Optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps I'll return here later then. These little open-air bookstores are uniquely Charlian. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Charlian as well as wide selection of imported goods. They all also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling? On a more serious note, the next stop on the tour is of particular relevance to the ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Etheric Plaza, follow the path north, and climb up the stairs at an imposing building at the very top. I'm so going the wrong way. Fountain. It's a little decorative feature typical of Charlene's architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isles of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. This is Nymphium, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. Nymphium. For Charlian's water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of a nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thalia. This is the reason you see the abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in architecture. Going up. The grand structure before you is the rostra. The name refers to original public platform erected here upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policies. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of the members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista, it is beautiful. The vista put in my mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at this crystal tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by the knowledge of the finest settlement that I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, and the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes, with the fitting named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. It's snowing. Oh, it's dawning on me now. EndWalker is like a plethora of reading. Okay, we've read the Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those put ashore their Arkan Nuclef built their first homes. In the present day, it seems that the residential district is the most important officials in the older Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends, the House of Olivia. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that brings our little Sharlayan tour to close. I hope that it is proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now shall we head directly to the Baldassian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We should head down to the harbor, cross the bridge to the right, and then follow up the path below the third plaza. Correct. After you, Armin. Okay. You want to stay clear, but I want the authorite. They got a big old house. I love that house. Let's sprint. Challenge full of educational research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I've ever attended the elusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Right, we crossed the bridge here, and then I recall stick to the path and be careful not to end up back in the third plaza. Grab that last aetheryte. Excuse me. Yes, I'll come back for that. That minion still trying to spawn? Oh, I forget it's the koala and not the starbird. I'm so used to having the starbird on my around me. Poor koala trying to catch up. Oh, look at him run! I saw me. You attune yourself to all the FFXIV shards and old Charlian. Come on. Good boy. As this joyous look on Ra's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you arrive at the doorstep of the phenomenon, but I think we have explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time and side with you then. I am back, and I've brought Armin and Raha with me. You were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Armin. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika to Sanjika. Sanjika. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Doing my best. It's been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer of the Students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ichiga. Oh yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care of yourself. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. This place is like a second home for the students. For the students, the Isle of Valsterv is the main headquarters. Of course, we often have occasion to visit Charlian, whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engage in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the Isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations, and yet it feels so empty with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telophoroi fall. Though the door to the left, there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. This place music was always my favorite. Once everyone arrives, that is, you'll probably have time to rest before our discussion begins in earnest. I have a private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourselves at home. Nap room is perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed Far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simple that we were often so busy with research our exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Undrun just to steal a few winks, and thus became known amongst the Sunnis in nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chambers. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. I love this room. I'm slow. I need another retainer. All my furniture from my original house on Primal. Well, not all of it, but parts of it that I kept with him. All of my good paintings. I need to just get a room. Okay. I'm a little pressed for time. I gotta call it. But I want to at least conclude this. I'd like to close this out and get the XP. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest you stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan. Not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking. Of course, the more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nidana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Okay. So I'm going to end it here and pick up where we left off at a later date. If you've made it to this point, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely appreciate it if you did. And whenever you get this, I hope that I continue to have the privilege of your time. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, take it easy.